What up, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we have a budget grocery haul from Kroger. I love Kroger. I haven't been shopping there as much as I used to, just because I've been leaning on BJ's Wholesale Club as much as I have. But the convenience of being able to have my groceries delivered right to my front door without any service fees, delivery fees, any of that. They don't even allow you to do tips for the drivers. It's not even an option because the drivers are directly employed with Kroger. So it's not like a third party that relies on the tips for the income. So whatever price you see in the app is the price you pay once it's delivered. They also don't do that thing where they mark up the prices of items on the app so you're paying more than if you were to physically enter a store. So I love that. And couponing is super easy in the Kroger app. So in this video, I'm sharing what I bought with, it was $77, so just shy of $80. I got quite a bit. Even when John was helping me put the groceries away, he was like, how much was this total? Because it looked like it was a lot, but it was under $80, so that was a total win. I'm also sharing in this video a super easy Crockpot recipe. So if you're looking for some inspiration for a weeknight dinner meal idea, I have you covered with this one. And it's a super budget-friendly recipe as well. If you happen to be new here, hi, how are you? How's the family? Thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail and giving me a chance. My name is Kate. On this channel, I do a lot of haul videos, so I'm usually at Costco, BJ's Wholesale Club, Sam's Club, or Trader Joe's. So if you enjoy seeing what's new at any of those places, feel free to check out the rest of my channel because I have plenty of that content. And if you end up enjoying the vibe while you're here, I would love it if you'd consider subscribing. Without further ado, let's dive into the haul and then stick around so you can see that recipe. The entire recipe will be listed in the description box in case you want to recreate it. Okay, my friends, we have a fun little Kroger haul. This was under $80, which I am actually incredibly impressed by because I got a good amount of things and I could make quite a few meals from what I grabbed, which really wasn't my intention. I was kind of just grabbing a few pantry staples we needed to restock to hold us over until we got to a wholesale club. But then as I was like unpacking this, I'm like, wow, I really could just make dinner, which I know most people when they grocery shop, their intention is to like build recipes, but I kind of do things a little backwards. Anyways, one of the most exciting things is I got like 13 pounds of pork for $1.50 per pound. It was a total win because it was buy one, get one free. And pork is already a really budget-friendly protein. So together we're gonna make a crock pot meal with one of them. And then the other one I'm gonna probably stick in the freezer for the future, or I might use it for a freezer meal. I have like 10 days to come up with a plan, so it'll chill in my fridge for a little while until I decide what I wanna do. They also had a pretty good deal going on for Johnsonville sausage. So I grabbed this andouille sausage. We love to make jambalaya in this house. I will link a video down below where I make it. And I just love to have andouille on hand because I feel like that's a perfect one for jambalaya. We also, every once in a while, will just love to have hot dogs, but we don't like actual hot dogs because we're weirdos. But we do love sausage. So I like to grab these because I feel like they're a good hot dog replacement. I also love having these on hand at all times. Whenever I don't feel like cooking or whenever I don't feel like deciding what to cook, I turn to these for a quick sheet pan meal. I just usually pair it up with a vegetable like broccoli, asparagus, or zucchini, and then some chopped up sausage or chicken or whatever protein I have ready and available that's fast and easy. And I usually do like a honey mustard butter on top of it, and it's perfect. I grabbed a can of black beans because I just recently used them for our salad bar, so I needed to replenish. We also grabbed some milk just to hold us over. You can tell we already dipped into that. I grabbed a huge 10-pound bag of white rice this time because we've been going through the 5-pound bag pretty quick. Lately, the kids have been preferring rice over pasta, so we've been making them rice a lot more, so I figured I'd grab a more economically sized bag. Butternut squash is a favorite of our kids, so I grabbed that. I also grabbed a couple sweet potatoes. We like to make sweet potato waffles and pancakes for the kids, and then that's another one that I like to have on hand just for easy weeknight dinners for us. Grabbed an emotional support onion. I use this in cooking quite a bit, so I usually always have one on hand. Emotional support bananas. Those are perfect for snacks for our kids, breakfast for our kids, making waffles for the kids, making pancakes, muffins, whatever I want. We always have bananas. They were also having a sale on cheeses, so I grabbed some sliced Kobe Jack. We've also been loving this Kobe Pepper Jack. It's really, really good. It's not obnoxiously high on the spice factor, so if you're like me and like a mild spice, this one is a great one. I also grabbed some Monterey Jack, which turns out is my favorite cheese I've figured out. I just love Monterey Jack. And some mozzarella. We got some organic kale and some organic beets. Look at the size of these beets. I don't know if you can tell, like this is next to a strawberry. They are humongous, and I think they were only like $3 or something. I use both of these in juicing and sometimes kale in salads. And then I grabbed some strawberries. I've just been obsessed with strawberries lately, and so have the kids. These were on sale, so I grabbed them. And then I grabbed them some raspberries as well. So that's everything we grabbed from Kroger. Let's dive into the recipe. Okay, my friends, we are gonna do a crock pot, one pan. We're not searing anything outside of it. Everything is getting thrown into the crock pot. The only work we're gonna have to do is dicing up some produce to ourselves, and then we just need to whip together a sauce. Everything else is just gonna be dump and go. We've got pork butt that I just got during this video, buy one, get one free. I wanna just say before I forget, since this was buy one, get one free, you could easily just do the work once, double this up. Do one now in the crock pot, put the other in a reusable or a Ziploc freezer bag. Get it in the freezer for yourself for later. Super easy to do that, but I have other intentions for my other pork. So for right now, I'm just gonna do this one meal. But that is something I highly recommend. Your future self will thank you if you get one of these in the freezer now. This is gonna be perfect to serve over some rice or with a side veggie like broccoli, or you could put it on tortillas. This is just gonna be a vibe. So we're doing a sweet and sour pork using this bone-in shoulder pork, it tells me, but it's also called a pork butt, so I don't know. On the thing, I think they called it a Boston butt. I really don't know what's happening. For the sauce, we're gonna do some ketchup. We're gonna do some shoyu. We're gonna do some rice vinegar. We're gonna do some brown sugar. We're gonna do salt, pepper, a teeny bit of red pepper flakes, and then we'll be dumping in some pineapple chunks, some cherries with the juice. We're gonna do some diced mini bell peppers. This is what I have on hand, but a regular bell pepper is fine. We're gonna do the zest and juice of a lime. We're gonna do some minced garlic. We're gonna start off with getting the pork inside the crock pot so we can already start cooking. I am just gonna go ahead and salt and pepper my pork real quick. Don't go too heavy on the salt because the shoyu that we're gonna put in there has a lot of salt. I just programmed this on low for right now. I think I'm gonna keep it on low though, but I have it on low. So then that way this is starting to heat up and there's not just pork like sitting room temperature. And we're gonna move on to making the sauce. All right, so in this little cup, I'm gonna go with half a cup of shoyu, also known as soy sauce. I love the Aloha brand. I get it on Amazon and I probably overpay for it. I don't have like an Asian market near me, and I just think that's the best brand shoyu that there is. Somebody asked me one time why I call it shoyu. I think it's the Japanese way of saying it, but the reason why I say it like that is because my mom always said it like that. She always called it shoyu because she had lived in Hawaii in the 70s. So I just always called it that, I don't know. And then we lived in Hawaii for 13 years. So it was like even further solidified that that's what it's called. I just did 1/4 a cup of ketchup, and then I'm gonna do 1/4 a cup of some seasoned rice vinegar, but you could use apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. I like rice vinegar, especially for something sweet and sour, because I feel like it has a milder tang to it. So I did 1/4 a cup of that. Boom. And then I am going to zest and juice 1 lime right into here. And we're gonna do roughly 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You could also use honey if you wanted to on this part. And then I'm gonna mince in 3 cloves of garlic for myself. I feel like if I stir it into the sauce, it'll just distribute a little bit more evenly. Okay, and I'm gonna set that to the side while I prep some of the veggies. I think I'm just gonna slice these and then dice up the onions in my chopper. And then I think I'm just gonna, so they distribute a little evenly, I'm just gonna cut them right in half. They're kind of like half strips. And then I'm just gonna toss them right in the hot tub back there. All right, now we get the onion. And I like to save all of these veggie scraps for myself, by the way, in a Ziploc or a reusable freezer bag. Even the peels of the onion, I'll just like rinse them off with some fruit and veggie wash. I like to save a little scrap bag for myself in the freezer. So I'll add this to that pile after I wash it. That way when I make chicken or turkey stock or any type of stock, you can even make a vegetable stock using it. I have that on hand to lean to, and it's got all of the flavor of the produce, just not the part that you necessarily want to be eating, although I'm sure some people do. So we're just gonna use my veggie chopper here. I just usually cut them down into like 4 rings like you saw. I made the mistake of going the cheap route on one of these things. I did see a really nice one at BJ's someone had recommended, and I'm probably going to include that in one of my in-person trips once I take a look at it, because this one is not, it's not the business, you guys. But it does make quick work of this. It's just Not as nice as the ones I've seen other people have. Okay, and then we're gonna take probably about half of the onion I just diced up. So half a white onion, or was that a yellow onion? You guys saw. I think it was a yellow onion. About half of that is gonna go in there. The other half I'm saving for a recipe. I also forgot that I wanted to put some red pepper flakes in this, so I'm gonna mix it right into this sauce just so it's distributed evenly. We're just gonna do a pixie dust amount in there. I'd say like 1/8 of a teaspoon, maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. That is completely optional if you like a little zing like we do. And you just kind of want to make sure that brown sugar is as evenly distributed as possible, and we're just gonna pour that right over the pork. Beautiful. I'm then gonna pour a little bit of cherry juice down too. This is a 6-ounce jar of cherries, and I probably just did about 2 ounces of the juice, I'd say. And then I'm just gonna throw down, you know what? Let's just use the rest of that. So like 4 ounces of maraschino cherries went in there. These are no stem style. And then we are going to do a 20-ounce can of pineapple chunks with the juice is gonna go down. If you wanted to mix up Easter ham, this would be a great way to do it. And this is already on low, so I'm just gonna set this back on my counter. I'm gonna let this vibe out for like 7 or 8 hours. So she's gonna be in there a while. She's gonna be in the hot tub, she's gonna get pruny, but she's gonna be delicious. All right, my friends, it has been like 7.5 hours. This has just been cooking on low for that whole time. It's super hot, so I wanna be careful, but you can see no effort whatsoever in just getting it right off the bone. It's just fall apart right there. I'm gonna get myself a little bowl here, the bigger pieces out of here. Really wasn't much of a bone in that one. I think for this one, I'm gonna leave it in chunks like this instead of shredding it up, because this looks really good. Now, if you wanted to at this point, you can put a little cornstarch in here and let the sauce thicken up a little bit. But for me, I actually kind of want it to be pretty saucy because I'm gonna pour this right over some rice. And I kind of want the rice to soak up that flavor. So instead, I'm just gonna kind of stir everything up to make sure that like those cherries and the pineapples get distributed throughout it. And then we're gonna plate this up. All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with me. It means the absolute world to me. I love you all so much, and your constant kindness and support on this channel in the comments absolutely lights up my soul and brings me joy exactly when I need it. Sometimes when I'm having a rough time, I go back to my comment section and I just read all of your encouragement and support, and it really gets me through. I truly hope that I was able to return a little bit of that joy to you today, and that I delivered whatever you needed when you clicked on that thumbnail. And I hope you have a magical day. Bye.